and the earnings were really good. The stock crashed pretty early after the earnings were released, right? Went down to like 970-ish, but it's had a nice little recovery, up about, 8% from the low today. So we're pretty happy with that, right? The stock is not going up like a lot of people thought it would, but we have to remember a lot of the SoFi stock news was already released, right? The stock crashed almost towards 12%. Pretty crazy reversal, considering the stock over the last few months has been really, really good for us, right? The stock bottomed in around June, around $6.30. And since then, the stock is up over 60%, right? I thought, when I made that video, why I thought SoFi stock was going to crash after earnings, it's because a lot of the news was already released. They did beat on EPS, however, which was nice. Wall Street was expecting around 4 cents of earnings, and they did 5 cents, which is remarkable considering they only did 1 cent of EPS last quarter, right? So the stock is doing really, really well considering only back in June, SoFi stock was around $6 per share, right? So it was a kind of a buy the dip type of situation, right? The stock went down to 970. It's back up in the 1050 range. So the stock is doing a great job recovering, right? So that shows that, the strength was really good. When the earnings were about to get released, the stock ran up to almost $12 per share. It was up to $11.86, right? So we were like, oh boy, the stock's about to run. But then after earnings released, the stock crashed down to $9.77. So, but we've recovered about an 8% recovery on the stock today, which is great considering it went down to $9.70, right? Thank you guys for joining the channel. We're going to talk about SoFi stock and the earnings today. So the SoFi stock, I did a video. I thought that we would sell off after earnings, and that's kind of what happened. But we're doing a nice job recovering. So I'm happy about that, right? What's up, Raju? Thank you guys for tuning into the live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going to talk about SoFi earnings. I'm going to get the presentation up. We're going to go through it together, everyone, and kind of figure out what we liked, what we didn't like, right? Yeah, SoFi stock is very, very exciting, right? They added a ton of members. It's just crazy. We added another 750,000 members to SoFi stock this quarter. What's up, Dominique? What's going on? Oh, thanks, Raju. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, guys. We're going to talk about SoFi stock. They added 756,000 new members in Q3, bringing the total to about 9.4 million total members, customers, whatever you want to call it for SoFi. They're up 35% year over year, which is great. The stock continues to impress year after year. If we look at Q4 2023, we had 7.5 million. So we've gained almost 2 million members in the last year, which is remarkable. If we go back to Q3 of 2022, we only had 4.7 million members, right? So we've added over, right around 5 million members since 2022. So that's really exciting news for SoFi investors. We're continuing to grow this SoFi ecosystem, right? And next quarter, if we can match the 700,000 new members added, like we did this quarter, next quarter, we will cross over 10 million members. 10 million SoFi members next quarter. I'm calling it right now. You heard it here first. So the stock continues to do really, really good things, guys. New product additions, 1.1 million in Q3, totaling nearly 13.7 million products, up 31% year over year. I always wanted to go to India, Raju. Seems like a beautiful country. I love the Indian culture and the Indian food. I would love to go. Here's the Galileo accounts. Not a great addition this particular quarter. Galileo, we only added 2 accounts this quarter, so that's pretty disappointing. The whole Galileo situation's only at 160 total accounts, so that's definitely a little disappointing in my opinion. We added 7 new accounts last quarter, 6 the quarter before that, 8 the quarter before that, only 2 this quarter. That's pretty disappointing, right? Galileo's kind of stagnant, SoFi investors. So, yeah, Katie, I agree with you. I mean, the numbers look great. They did almost $700 million in revenue, which I'm really happy about. So, I did my video last week why I thought the stock was going to crash. And I just really thought that because a lot of the price movement that we've seen has been cooked into the stock price, you know? So, yeah, we're going to go through some of this stuff. The lending products, a great quarter, up 19% year over year. I'm very happy with that. The financial services products up 33% year over year. That's really, really good. I think with financial service products, if we could stay over 30% year over year as time goes on, that's a great number. The lending products has been steady in that 19 to 20% range the last 3 quarters. So I'm happy with that as a SoFi investor, right? If you haven't yet, do me a favor, guys, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going to go through this whole investor presentation, look for stuff that we like, what we don't like, where we could do a little bit better, you know. But, yeah, Katie, I agree with you 100%. I think that everybody wants, like, stocks to go up in a straight line, and that's just not the case, right? I mean, the stock, like you said, is up 40% in the last month. Since June, it's up almost 70%, right? So, as a stock market investor, we have to take into consideration all these different things before we like YOLO all of our money into a stock. That's up 60% since June. It's still only October, you know, so, and that news got announced about the $2 billion for them to make loans on that partnership. And then the short interest is still really high on SoFi stock. It's still in that 17 to 18% range, and that's really, really high, right? So all those things, in my opinion, is why I thought the stock was going to retrace after earnings. But luckily, the stock has bounced back very, very well, right? It was at, I don't know, down 12% for the day, something like that, and now it's only down 5 or 6%. So we've climbed from those lows, which is really, really great. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. And if we look at the financial services productivity loop, everything looks really, really good. SoFi Money's up. SoFi Invest is not up, which is not good. Relay is up considerably. Credit cards up a little bit, right? So, you know, there's some good stuff and there's some stuff that needs to be worked on, you know. SoFi Money is up a lot in products. The credit cards is about the same. Invest, they really need to work on the Invest app, in my opinion, for SoFi. But if they want to compete with the Robinhoods of the world, the app isn't very user-friendly, in my opinion. The Robinhood app is considerably better than the SoFi app. So I definitely think that's something that SoFi needs to work on moving forward, in my opinion, guys. So if you haven't yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're just kind of growing this channel up a little bit, so I'm excited to start doing this a little bit more for you guys. I have another channel, the J All Day Sports Show, where I do all kinds of sports content. So it's the NFL season, so that's taking up a lot of my time. but I want to go over some of this stuff for you guys while I had a little bit of time this afternoon. Yeah, Katie, I agree. The Galileo account ads is very flat right now. So they definitely need to start figuring out how to grow that platform, right? But yeah, I'm really excited. As I'm looking through all of this stuff, I'm really excited about it. I do think yeah, Katie, I'm here on this channel to give us the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So we need to look at loan originations. We got to look at how the credit card's growing. All these different that's the best part about SoFi. They do all these different little things to help really make a full business that can function when some are not doing well and others are doing really well, right? So we got to take that into consideration. We got to look at the business in totality, not just little pick and choose what parts we like. But I'm really excited for SoFi moving forward. I said this in a lot of my videos. I think a refinance revolution, guys, is on the way. I think the Chargers have a shot at making the playoffs, Kevin. I really, really do. I absolutely do. But check out the J All Day Sports Show, Kevin. I do all my picks. I'm doing my power rankings today. I like the Chargers, right? Herbert's been looking really good. Lad McConkey is an absolute dog. And hopefully they get Joey Bosa back healthy soon, right? Okay, so I'm looking through this whole quarterly performance from SoFi. It looks really good. We did $670 million in revenue. Adjusted net revenue, $689 million. 30% year-over-year growth, guys. 30% year-over-year growth, which is really exciting. Adjusted EBITDA of $186 million at 27% EBITDA margins, right? So that's really exciting news. Very exciting news for SoFi. I mean, adjusted net revenue still growing at 30% is huge, guys. It's very, very hard to continue to grow in this range because, look, year-over-year growth, I'm going to go over the numbers since Q1 of 2023. 43%, 37%, 27%, 34%. Then we went down to 26% and then down to 22%. And then we jumped back up to 30%, guys. That is incredible bounce back in revenue, right? So that means we're not done growing yet for SoFi stock. We're not done growing. And going from 22% up to 30% in one quarter is pretty remarkable, in my opinion. Up 30% year-over-year growth. I'm very, very happy with that for SoFi. And if we look at the quarterly adjusted EBITDA, we had the greatest EBITDA quarter we've ever had as a company, right? 27% year-over-year. The adjusted EBITDA of $186 million is the largest EBITDA number in SoFi history, guys. We went from 181 million in Q4 2023, down to 144, down to 138, and now we bounced back up to $186 million. That's amazing. And then, it's up $50 million from 138 million. So we're growing, that's 65% quarter over quarter increase, guys. So I'm very, very happy with that. The numbers just look great to me, man. They look great. I'm very happy. Net income is looking great. I'm just overall really happy. They did do some Q3 2024 guidance, and then what they came in at, they guided 625, and the high was at 645. They came in at 689. So what Anthony Noto continues to do is under promise and over deliver. And at some point, the fundamentals of SoFi stock are going to catch up to what the business is actually doing. I know it's extremely frustrating as a SoFi investor. It's been pretty much dead money, and we've seen a lot of stocks, double up in the last year, right? At least, look at Palantir, right? They were both trading in that $6-7 range not too long ago. Now Palantir's in the 40s and SoFi's still at the $10 range. So I understand people's frustration, right? So we take that into consideration, right? But if you look at all these numbers, the adjusted EBITDA 160 million, 165 on the high end, they came in at 186. Adjusted EBITDA margin a little bit better than the estimates at 26%, at 27%. The GAAP net income, low guidance was 40. The high guidance was 45. Came in at 61. I mean, the number looks great. The guidance, they guided for 4 cents in EPS. They came in at 5 cents of EPS, right? So, once again, Anthony Noto and the team continues to execute. I don't really care about the stock price in the short term, right? I did have a bunch of $12 covered calls for January, so I'm not completely sad that the stock didn't run up just yet. So, I'm excited. I'm just really excited about this company. Okay, so here is the 2024 forward year guidance I want to read to you guys for SoFi stock from the investor presentation. Financial services net revenue growth of more than 80% versus 2023 levels. That's amazing. Amazing. Lending adjusted net revenue of at least 100% of 2023 levels. That's a crazy increase. If they can come in on these numbers, this stock is going to go through the moon in 2025. Mark my words. Tech platform net revenue percent growth of low to high teens versus 2023 levels. I'll take that. Adjusted net revenue. Serious numbers, man. Like 2.5 billion. That's what they're kind of guessing at around next year for the whole year, which is really, really impressive. If you haven't yet, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I do all kinds of stock market stuff, 401k stuff, IRA stuff, all sorts of SoFi, Palantir stuff, HIMS. They're the kind of stocks I love right now. I love some Sirius Radio as well, another Warren Buffett stock. GAAP net income of 204 to 206 million. Adjusted EBITDA 640 to 645 million. These numbers are great, guys. GAAP diluted EPS for 2024 coming in at 11 or 12 cents. I love the numbers. 1 billion to 1.05 billion of tangible book value growth. Total capital ratio at or above 16% by the year end. Member growth of at least 2.3 million or 30% up from 2023 levels. Overall, a great quarter for SoFi in my opinion, guys. I'm excited. I'm really excited about the numbers going forward. I think this company is doing great things. It's only a matter of time, right? So, especially in 2023, the diluted EPS, they lost 36 cents per share, guys. Now, they're guiding for 2024 to between 11 and 12 cents of EPS, right? To go in 1 year to losing 36 cents per share to being profitable for 12 cents per share is extremely rare in the stock market, guys. I don't think investors really understand how rare that is for a stock to be losing 36 cents per share in 2023 and the very next year not only be profitable, but 12 cents per share, 11 cents, whatever one it comes in at. It's remarkable, guys. The original guidance was between 7 and 8 cents. The prior 2024 guidance between 9 cents and 10 cents. They just continued to beat these estimates quarter after quarter. It's really, really, really impressive. They're expected to do $2.54 to $2.5 billion in adjusted net revenue in 2024. That's extremely exciting news. EBITDA around 640 to 645 million. I wouldn't be surprised if SoFi stock comes in around 650 to 700 million in adjusted EBITDA in 2024. I think this next quarter is going to be extremely profitable for SoFi. I'm really excited. I think the numbers on the credit cards are going to start to get really good because of the holidays, right? I'm very, very excited for SoFi stock moving forward. I appreciate you guys tuning in to this little live stream I'm doing right now. I mean, everything looks really, really healthy right now. I'm very, very happy, right? I'm happy. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about the earnings report that just came out. Overall, I'm pretty happy with everything that's going on. You know, they don't have a ton of debt on their balance sheet, which is always really good. The assets to liability ratio is coming in about equal. So everything that I'm looking at just by doing a brief scan, coming in pretty good. I'm happy. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to do some SoFi content a little bit later, but I just wanted to do a brief overview of the earnings that just came out. Check out my video on why I thought SoFi stock was going to sell off after earnings. I didn't want to be right, but unfortunately I was. But the products, the members, the revenue, EPS, all looks great in my opinion. I'm very happy with this quarter. I think SoFi stock, my 1 year price target from now is between $12 and $15. And with the potential on the high end to get around $20 per share by the end of 2025, depending on how things go. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.